like my mom. If your hoe ain't dark skin and petite, nigga, she is not my kind. We out here passing hoes to the game. When you treat this hoe like wife. Now you see one smoke by the hoe. I told him kill somebody. She keep asking me how a nigga know. Bitch, I ain't tell nobody.
Bruh. It took me forever to get ready to record, and as soon as I was ready, please. All right, I'm just gonna try to talk louder than whatever that is. It sounds like somebody working on their car or something. I'm dealing with a bunch of barriers here. My puppy is crying. Somebody's working on their car. Girl, we don't know what's going on. But I know that I have my little Yes Way Rose, and I'm doing a little Twitter talks. Don't know if I can call it Twitter talks anymore because we don't even have Twitter anymore. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to keep on picking with my hair. I'm sorry. But, yeah, this is a good old-fashioned Twitter talk / Threads talk. It doesn't flow as well as Twitter talks, but, you know, we're going to move with the times. How do I get this off? Okay. Oh, okay. You just twisted. That was cool. Put the straw in there. Boom. Ooh. Okay, cool. So, yes, Twitter Talks. Basically, Twitter Talks is where I come on, I show you a post or something, and then I tell you what I think about it. That's really it. Nice and simple little format. So, I saved some stuff from a while back, so we're going to go all the way back, and then we'll go forward to some more recent stuff, okay? So, let's start here. So, this was during Teacher Appreciation. Said, I'm glad Teacher Appreciation Week is over because that felt like a slap in the face. Not appreciated by the parents, not appreciated by the students. Hell, barely appreciated by admin. And a lot of people don't realize it's the principal. At first, I thought she meant principal, like the actual physical person, but she meant principal, like the principal. I'm with your child for 180 plus days out the year. I'm with them maybe more than you. You know how your child acts. Damn, I can't get a thank you. And I do want everyone to understand, I'm not saying I need nor want gifts. It's just human decency to thank those for their service, for trusting me with your child for 10 months. I make sure to thank everyone. Maybe that's just me. To add the icing on the cake, if you co-workers and I didn't get to eat lunch provided for teachers because it was all gone when we got there yet, we saw people walking out with 2 to 3 plates of food. We had to actually go and spend money on food. Well, those people were trifling, first of all. And that don't got nothing to do with the parents who didn't give you nothing. But I do get what this teacher was saying about just feeling underappreciated. My bad, y'all. I was sick, so that's why I can't really be... My voice kind of sounds bad. I was sick, so I wanted to record. I didn't take a drink of my drink. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not as sweet as I want it, but I can tolerate it. But, excuse me. Yeah, like I said, I get what that teacher's saying because it is like, some days you come home after teaching and you're just like, bro, how am I going to go do that again tomorrow? Like, imagine getting abused and having to go back. But most people who are getting abused do have to go back. But that's sometimes how I be feeling. Not trying to be dramatic, but sometimes it do be feeling like that because it's just like, you're repeatedly telling the same person over and over again to stop doing what they're doing, and they just look you dead in your face and then do it again. So I get what she's saying, but I think that, I don't know why, but I just don't like that she vented that online. I feel like, girl, you got to call your homegirls on that one. You got to tell your friends and talk to your coworkers and your mama and them. But, you know, to each his own. I mean, I get where her heart was, and I just hate that she had a bad Teacher's Appreciation Week because that year I had a really good one. And I feel like this year I'm probably not going to have a good one because I don't even get a response back via text message from the parents. But thank God that we get paid. You know what I mean? Like, at least we get paid from the district, so it's not like we get nothing. So, but another post I saw, it says, do Black people in Canada call themselves African Canadian the way Blacks Americans refer to themselves as African American? Thank you. Thank you. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. So there's this girl, I'm not going to mention any names, but she's tried to debate me about her being African American versus me being African American. I am not African American. Why am I not African American? Because my parents are not African American. My parents are not from Africa and moved here, or were their parents being from Africa and then they were born here. That's not our story. We are Black American. What is the difference? An African American would be somebody who their parents are African. Like, you know, they'd be like, I'm Nigerian, or I'm Ghanaian, or I'm Kenyan. That would be African American. A child who is the byproduct of a person who is from Africa. So just how that post said, do Black people in Canada call themselves African Canadian? No, they don't. They probably call themselves Black Canadian because they're from Canada. They're not from Africa. They don't have any origin there. They're probably from Jamaica, child. Some of them. I feel like there's a heavy Jamaican presence, and I feel like there's a heavy, like, island, not my lip gloss going everywhere. It seems like there's a heavy island Caribbean presence in Canada. Or maybe I just think that because the little sprinkle of people I know in Canada have a little origin of some sort of... I don't know. I just think it's very ignorant to not realize how stupid that sounds. There's a comment that says, we don't call ourselves African Americans. Whites call us African Americans. No. This girl, who is Black, has tried to debate me about it. But white people do call us African Americans. We are Black Americans, okay? Thank you. Okay, there's a comment. I didn't remember screenshotting this comment. It says, I'm Black, born and raised in Canada. First, let me say this. All of the white Canadians answering on our behalf is pretty typical of our experience and gives good insight to the obviousness we face, our voicelessness. You were not asked, shut up for a change. Ooh. For the most part, we refer to ourselves as simply Black, but myself and several I know do use the term Afro-Canadian. Interesting. Elon Musk is an African American. We are Black Americans. Most haven't even been to Africa, but we are proud of our African heritage. Thank you. Thank you. Elon Musk ass is damn African American, okay? We is Black Americans. I don't understand what the hell's wrong with y'all. Anyways, next one, because I could stay here all day. It says, what's a morally gray life tip that works every time? Mind you, what does morally gray mean? Like kind of bad or boring? Bad or boring? Visit the nearest thrift swap or Goodwill by 5-star hotels and resorts during your travel to get designer stuff tourists left behind in their hotels that got donated. You know, kind of sounds like a good idea. If anybody was looking for where they should thrift shop, look up your local 5-star hotel, go to the nearest thrift store. Is that a tongue twister? Thrift store. Wait, what did I say? Go to your nearest... I can't remember what the tongue twister was. Whatever. But go to your nearest thrift store and get you some stuff. Go to your nearest thrift store near the 5-star hotel, okay? Because that sounds like a great idea. And then tell me what you get. I thought this phone was dying. Oh, it is dying. I'm looking at a screenshot talking about I thought. Please, selfie, you are ridiculous. Girls, okay, let's try again. My bad. Girls, if 85% of your diet consists of Greek yogurt, turkey, wild salmon, eggs, bananas, sweet potatoes, blueberries, spinach, broccoli, 90% dark chocolate, avocado, walnuts, olive oil, flax seeds, and kimchi, you'll have a nutritious, anti-inflammatory diet that makes staying in shape and healthy and being healthy, I think they meant and being healthy, almost effortless. So, health tip for the girlies, get ready for the new year. We need to start eating a little bit healthier, y'all. I know I do. Let me give you guys a little mini scenario, and y'all got to tell me if y'all think I'm right or wrong. So, basically, when I first left Georgia, there was, I was selling my waist beads out of, like, this little marketplace that my friend had, well, I don't know if I'll call her a friend, that this girl had told me about. So, when I left Georgia, I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm leaving Georgia. My contract's not up yet, but since you're still selling here, would you be down to take my beads for me once the contract is over so that I can see if I can make some more sales, and then I'll pay the money to ship my stuff. Like, I was going to cover the shipping to get my stuff shipped from Georgia to wherever I was at the point that my contract was up. She was like, yes, girl, I got you. Mind you, she would call me sis and all this stuff. She would call me the auntie to her kids, all kinds. She had a bunch of fucking kids too, might I add. But anyways, so... whatever. So that was the deal, whatever the case may be. Now, in between time, once I had moved to Texas, that's where I had moved to next. Once the contract was up, I didn't have like a stable income to get the stuff sent right away, but I was prepared to do it. So we had got in contact a few times about it, and she let me know, oh, they're in storage anyway, don't worry about it, like I can't get to them right now anyway, something along those lines, because she was going through her own move and her own hardships about moving and stuff. I won't get into her business, but just know she was going through some tough stuff with her own moving. And I don't know where my beads were at the time of all this stuff. I just know that it wasn't a major priority for her to get the beads to me on my end and on her end. This was from August 13th. It must have been August 13th, 2024 and not 2025. Which would have been, yeah, that seems like that might be right. So she said, hey, love, I was clearing out my storage and came across merchandise that was at the mall. I can mail them to you. I said, yes, please, beautiful. She never responded after that. So I'm waiting for her to respond thinking like she needs an address or information or whatever the case may be. So August 17th comes around. I said, hey, mamas, I meant to send you more info like an address. Just got super busy, like, yes. But yes, please let me know the details. I'm hoping shipping won't be too much more than like 20 or something. She said, gotcha. I will let you know once I get to the place next week for sure. I said, sounds good, baby. Thank you. Never followed up with it. So fast forward to some time, I guess, like I said, a year had went by. Now it's June of this year. So in June, I messaged her like, hey, something about the beads, right? Because I still haven't gotten the beads. So she messaged me back. I didn't screenshot everything. The only thing I have is this. She messaged me back and she said, hey, I received your message from my business page. Oh yeah, because this is her messaging me on her public page, her personal page. But I messaged her on her business page like, hey, love, something along the lines of, hey, like, I know you still have my beads. Can we put something together for me to get the beads? She said, hey, I received your message from my business page. I wanted to inform you. Why she's talking to me like we in the business deal. Inform you that your merchandise is currently being stored. Additionally, there is a fee of $50 to cover storage and convenience costs associated with the shipping process. Send me your address so I can give you an estimate by June 25th. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there is anything further I can assist you with. So I don't know where those messages are, but I pretty much ended up reaching out to her basically saying like, if I'm not mistaken, I ended up reaching out to her basically being like, you treated me like this is some sort of a business transaction, like we weren't some friends, like we didn't just make a casual agreement. So just get rid of my stuff at this point. It's not that deep. Because that's the other thing. I don't know how much stuff I have, if it's worth me sending $50 plus however much it's going to cost to ship it. Let's just say the shipping costs $35. I will be sending her $85, $50 for her storing my stuff and the rest for shipping. But that's not what we agreed on. And I get that time has gone by, but instead of telling me as a friend, hey girl, honestly, like I've had to spend money to store your stuff. Can you pay for what I've spent? Or whatever she was feeling, it turned me off that. It went from we were friends and I'm sis and baby and this, that, and the third, and us talking about all types of deep shit to now it's, I need to inform you that your thing is being stored. Like you try to use all this business technical terms as if we made a business agreement. You know what I'm saying? It gave, I need some money and this is a good way to get a little bit of money. That's what it gave to me. Mind you, girl, if you would have told me, hey, I'm down bad, can I borrow money? I would have let you borrow money. So don't know what that's all for, but I just didn't like, I feel like she went around about it the wrong way. I feel like it was very passive aggressive. I feel like it was very just weird. It was very opposite of what I knew about her before. And it just gave, you went from we were friends to you ain't seen me in a while and now I'm a business deal. And I didn't like it. But y'all tell me what you think, because I could just be being sensitive and maybe it's like y'all be like, no, she's justified. Da, da, da. And I'm looking super tired because I am super tired. The lights are on my eyes. I've been up all day. I was up early and up late baking for today. And yeah, so. But yeah, y'all gotta tell me what you think about that, because I saw this post that says, if only there was a page dedicated to explaining how everything works. And then it says, the interstate patterns got my mind blown. And then somebody said, my dad taught me this young. East to west equals even numbers. North to south equals odd numbers. If it's three numbers, the last two digits is the interstate it came from. Example, 285 in Atlanta branches off of 85. Mind you, I'm like, what's 85? That's another freeway? Child, I don't know. But this graphic blew my mind and I was trying to understand it, but I don't. Do y'all? I saw this post and this guy said, or it was a post, a story post. He said, paid for, so he posted this. And then he said, paid for, got me a trip for sure this year, was going to take my kids, but how dirty my baby mom's being with the child support, going by myself. And when I read this, I was just like, who does this man think he's punishing? Who does he think he's punishing when he's saying, going on a 7-day cruise by myself, was going to take my kids, but my baby mama's lying ass. Sir, what? You miss her. You miss her so bad, and you should call her and ask her if she want to go. Because what? What do the kids have to do with your... Okay. That's why I don't have no baby daddy. Because look at how they act. And that's not even the worst ones. Girl, your baby daddy done got loose again, by the way. If you know, you know. I don't know if I'm going to cut that out. I shouldn't. Why should I? Why should I worry? Why should I care? It's hot in here. Is that rose? Speak of the devil. So somebody said, having TSA take my edge control because it was 3.7 ounces feels anti-black. Why this girl, who looked like the white part of my eye, said, my kinky white needs to sit down because I saw edge control and I was like, ooh, what's that? Wrong kind of edging, Sarah. Sarah. Now, Sarah. Now, my girl, Sarah. Now, Sarah. We don't know nothing what you talking about, Sarah, but Sarah, we think you being nasty, Sarah. Sarah, you sound like you be on that freaky stuff, Sarah. Sarah, you sound like you need to repent, Sarah. Sarah, you sound like you need to come with me to church, Sarah. Sarah. Sarah, you sound like you need to go talk to that lady, Sarah. What you got going on, my girl? Sarah. I just need to know. I'm sorry. What? Sarah. You know what? I don't need to know. Baxter think he need to know. He don't need to know. Okay, so I saw this post. It says, ladies, what you doing in the situation? Jay, I just called you. Where you at? I'm at the studio. I'll call you when I'm done. This not the studio, Vanny. Stop playing with me. I'll call you when I leave. Sends $3,500. This girl comments, most men cheat if we gonna keep it a buck. If I'm gonna be cheated on, I'd rather be cheated on with the bills paid. Have you lost your goddamn mind? Why you don't get you a man who don't cheat on you, who pay the bills? They have those. They have those. They have those. They have those. Go get you one of them. I'm still looking for me one of them, but you don't have to get cheated on and paid to get cheated on. Now, damn girl, what's her name? Did we get a name for her? Miss Bruh. Miss Bruh. You need your ass whooped, Miss Bruh, because you look grown. Oh, she's grown. That's why she said something like that, because she said, you know, it's time to settle. It's giving settle. Y'all don't listen to damn Miss Bruh. Don't listen to her ass, because she gonna have you sitting there getting beat on for $5. Okay? Somebody else said, men aren't built to be monogamous, so he's not cheating. He's doing what he was built to do. You know what? I'm about to do what I was built to do. What is wrong with y'all? That's the reason why niggas are getting away with so much. Because women like these comments. Y'all normalize their bullshit, so when they meet a bitch like me, they be confused of why they can't do the same shit that they was doing with your ass. Because I'm not dealing with no, you gonna cheat on me and think you gonna send me some money. That $3,500 would have been the last thing he sent me. Vanny's ass would have been vanished. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, Vanny might have got to stick around and I would have just been moved on and still asking questions for the next rent payment. Because, Vanny, you good? Y'all accept anything for some damn money. Me and my new man gonna be eating off of Vanny's ass. Shit. And he gonna have the money, but we gonna enjoy spending damn Vanny's money instead. Shit. Somebody said, who the fuck said men cheat? Well, the men did. Okay, the men did. This one says, the Bible is so clear on how important it is to never look back, not at an old ex, an old friendship, or even old ways that God has brought you out of. There are many people in the Bible, but in clear words, God tells us to remember Lot's wife, who turned into pillar of salt. Stuck in time. I pray that when you are tempted to go back, the Spirit of God reminds you that you have too much to look forward to. Y'all, it's December. It's December 12th. We're getting ready to start the new year. Let this new year be a new year. Don't make it the same as this year. Whatever went wrong this year, don't repeat it. Drop that shit and let's be ready to move on and do better. One thing I'm learning as I grow is to reduce the urge to ask for advice. Sometimes in life, you just need to trust your gut feeling and instincts. Pray about certain things and take the decision alone. Asking for advice will cripple your ability to trust your decisions. I agree with this. I think that at some point in life, you gotta stand on your own 10 toes and walk. Like, if you have to ask for advice for every single thing that you do, ask Jesus Christ for the damn advice, first of all. But second of all, you don't need to ask for advice for everything. And I had to learn that too. Like, I used to low-key feel like I need to ask for advice about the person I like. Like, oh, should I like him? Girl, they don't know how they gonna tell you if you should like him? You the only one who's gonna be able to tell yourself if you should like him. You know what I mean? So I think you know what's best for you. And I think that sometimes when you go outside of yourself to try to find what other people think, you're getting their opinion. And then you wonder why you're always dissatisfied, because you don't listen to yourself. You listen to what everybody else is telling you to do. And it could be something that you're just repeating from childhood, because some people have a really hard time. I feel like I had a hard time transitioning and I'm still struggling. And I'm pretty deep into adulthood at this point. Like, ain't nobody looking at me like, well, she's a baby, so no, they're looking at me like she's a grown woman. What the hell's wrong with her? You know what I mean? But I feel like people have a hard time transitioning from being like told what to do, told what time they could do this, told what time to clock in, told, like, you're told what to do for so long from childhood to, oh girl, I scared myself. It was just me. But you're told what to do for so long from childhood to that early adulthood, that once you do have full reins of yourself, it's hard to know what to do with it. But you cannot repeat the same bad habits. You got to drop that shit and rock out, you know? I saw this post on Instagram. It said sensitive content, and then once you actually press to see it, this is what it said. What, you guys? Come on now. Like, are you kidding me? This is sensitive content. I saw this post. It says, any females feel like fighting right now? When I saw it, I was just thinking, like, has somebody responded to this and been like, yeah, bro, I got you where you need me to go? Like, do people do this? Is this a thing? Somebody tell me right now, is this a thing? If I posted that right now, would somebody swipe up and be like, yep, who you need? Like, you could just order an ass whooping on DoorDash? What is going on? I don't understand. I don't be understanding shit. And I hate that for me, because I really be trying to understand, but sometimes I realize I don't know what's going on right now. This guy posted, I don't want her if her father wasn't in her life. Baby, was your father in your life? Because I see some of the things you post. Now, mind you, he don't post bad stuff, but some of the stuff that you post make me wonder if your daddy was in your life. Because men who are sexual, outwardly, publicly, you didn't learn that from your daddy. Or if you did, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there, because y'all gonna get mad at me. But, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's not, look, I'm saying there's something wrong with that, okay? You know what? I might cut that whole part out. I'm gonna just be quiet. Zip the lip. Hush my ass up. As a unit, black people, who approved putting beads in little black boys' hair? I don't think that little black boys should have beads in their hair, especially if they can't read. If they can't read, they don't have no business having beads in their hair. If they can't count, they don't have no business having beads in their hair. That's just my personal opinion. What is the correlation between them being able to read or count and having beads in their hair? There isn't one. But I just feel like if you can't even read or count, you don't have no business having no beads in your hair, because that tells me that you don't have no level of creative ability yet, because you can't even read or count. So he didn't tell you he wants beads in his hair. That's something you gave him. Why? Why did you? Because I don't like it. I don't like it. I actually hate it. And every time I see it, I just be like, can we leave Can we leave beads to little black girls, please? Like, what the Why do y'all do stuff? I feel like y'all just be doing anything. You sitting there putting beads in his hair, put a book in his hand. Put a book in his hand. This next one, I just wanted to shout this girl out. Her name is Artsai. I'm gonna assume it's Artsai. But Artsai does crochet. I'm nobody, but you know, the more exposure is crazy. The more exposure for Miss Artsai, the better. So she said, I know my crochet is cute. I just struggle to find my audience. Hopefully whoever this comes across is my audience. Enjoy a sliver of my crochet portfolio. And then she posted a bunch of her crochet. And she's got some bomb crochet, so check her out. It's really cute. So I did include it in there. So check out my girl's crochet. It's on Threads. She got some cool stuff. A purse. She's got this sparkling crop top thing. Sweater. Yeah, she's cool. Check her out. Y'all ever been praying, then think you done, then be like, never mind, God, I got something more to say. I'm crying typing this, but I'm laughing so hard on the inside because God really said, what else? And it really do be like that. Like when you start to really spend time with God and have a relationship with God, sometimes every time when you talk to him, you just leave the conversation feeling like you just feel better. Even when nothing changed. Nothing has to change for you to feel better once you talk to God. You just be like, honestly, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like going from, oh my God, what is this, to just being like, it's okay if everything goes wrong. Me and God chilling right here, you know? Like, just imagine it as somebody having a picnic in the middle of a thunderstorm. That's the best depiction you could see of, or you can describe when it comes to me and God and after I pray when there's some crisis going on. Like, honestly, at this point, it's fine. If y'all can't tell, these lights are whooping my eyes. I'm almost done though. Me as a wife, making sure I look and smell good before my hardworking husband comes home. So it's crazy. I was just talking about like scenarios of like getting ready in the morning for work with my man and like all the little wife related married stuff. And I'm excited, but I just feel like, what is it gonna look like? Like in my brain, I want a man who goes to work before me because then he can make breakfast and stuff. But then do I want a man who goes to work after me? So then like while I'm at work, maybe he could bring me something, or, if he goes to work before me, he's off before me, which means I can't surprise him with breakfast. But if he goes to work after me, then that means I get off first. But then I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But either way, I'm so excited to be somebody's wife one day. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be fun, but probably like a lot of work. And I have a lot of work already right now, so maybe not right now. This thing said, Houston needs more things to do with community other than clubs and bars. Houston has a bunch of stuff to do, guys. If you feel like Houston only has bars and clubs, that's because that's the only thing you're looking for. You have to actually go try to find things other than bars and clubs in Houston if that's what you want to do. But if you're not actively looking for it, then you're going to only find what you keep finding. It's like you set your algorithm for it. It says, I loved Raven's hairstyles as a kid. And like, I freaking agree. I loved Raven's hairstyles. And let's just go ahead and throw Shanae in there as well. I know Shanae has some ghetto ass hairstyles, but I like her hairstyles. Both of them have very unique hairstyles that I would love to start recreating. And honestly, I'll probably start doing that, even down to the color, because that color is cute. Raven would wear that like dark burgundy looking brown. That was pretty. I like it. Like a ginger, like a dark brown ginger. I like that. I saw this other one. It says, my goal for 2026 is not to be on my phone as much. I be auto-correcting people's errors when I read. But yeah, not to be on my phone as much. And then they showed a bunch of these little activities that they could do instead. And honestly, yes, I'm here for this. I think that I want to start doing like a weekly social night or like a bi-weekly social night. Something to just do every week or every other week so that I'm actively trying to have friends in the community, because right now I don't have friends in community. And I think that that's something that's starting to affect my mental health. I haven't had friends in community in person for years. So like consistently, I mean. So I need to really start to prioritize having, you know, a group of friends, or not even just a group of friends, like one group of friends, but just multiple friends that I can call on for different reasons. Like right now, if I was going through a terrible breakup, who would I call to go hang out with and sit with and not be alone? My mom. And like, that's not going to work. I'm just going to say that now. That's not going to work. So, yeah. That is everything for this video. Honestly, I enjoyed recording it. It's been a while since I did like a Twitter Talks type of video. I struggled to keep my eyes open, to be honest, because my ring light's so bright and I lost the remote. Not lost it, I misplaced it. I know it's somewhere in here, but I misplaced the remote. I misplaced my mics as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and a comment below so I can decide whether or not I'm posting more Twitter Talks, air quotes around Twitter Talks, because, you know, Twitter's gone, Thread Talks. But yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, double tap, triple tap, everything, period. Love you all. See you never. Bye.